plaintiff, Rebecca Weber, met the defendant at work, and they became good friends. And Rebecca is devastated that the defendant left her out to dry. Rebecca claims she confided in the defendant, but the defendant betrayed her trust by spreading her business around the office, and she's suing her former friend for a credit card bill. Defendant Charlene Strobach says while she worked with Rebecca, she was always trying to climb the corporate ladder, and she didn't care who she stepped on to get to the top. Charlene admits that she made purchases on Rebecca's credit card, but says she lost her job soon after.
Prove your case.
I considered Charlene a close friend of mine, like a best friend, and she kind of left me out to dry. Her and I met at work. We worked in two different parts of our company. I was transferring out to her department, and she was having a housewarming party. She invited me to come, and I was excited because I was going to get to meet some of my new coworkers, as well as Charlene. I had talked to her several times on the phone, had never met her in person. So I went to the party with my family, had a great time. Her and I just seemed to hit it off. We seemed to be the type of people that were really going to get along. We worked together for 2 years. We took lunches together. We took our breaks together.
Tissue doll.
We told each other personal things from our past, just kind of getting to know each other. Charlene started to go through a very difficult time in her marriage. One day at work, she started to cry. So I took her outside, and I told her, I said, you can either tell me what's going on or not tell me what's going on. You can just, cry, do whatever you need to do. I'm here for you. She told me how she was feeling about herself, that she was feeling horrible. And I told her, I said, don't feel that way about yourself. You're a good person. You're a good wife. You're a good mother. You're a good coworker. You're a good-hearted person. Don't feel that way about yourself. And when I started to have issues in my marriage, I wanted to be able to lean on Charlene. I was married 28 years, thought it was going to last forever, and it didn't. I wanted Charlene to be there for my friend, but I knew I couldn't trust her at that point. I had found out through other coworkers that things that I had said to her in confidence were not kept in confidence. That trust was really broken in April of 2008. That's when Charlene had gotten her divorce, and she was leaving her house and moving into a house with her kids, and she didn't have a refrigerator. She'd come to work one morning.
Before we get to that, I'm going to allow her to give some background on your friendship. Yeah?
Okay, wow, she sees it differently. As she did state, we worked for the same company, different areas, talked to her on the phone often. I did enjoy, I thought we could really have a good friendship. And I did have her family come to my house. We had a wonderful day. When she came to our department, it was apparent that she wanted to climb the ladder. It was apparent she didn't mind stepping on everybody to get there.
Oh, that's not true.
Oh,
I didn't step on anybody.
Ma'am?
When you had to ask her questions and things of this nature, she would snap at you, or she wouldn't even answer your question, or she'd just regurgitate what you just said to her.
And how did that move her ahead?
To be, mean, to,
how did
take your
being mean
job.
Advance her?
Take your job or take your work, say, oh, well, she couldn't finish her work, I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Jumping in and doing things like that when you were perfectly fine doing whatever you were doing, just not at her speed.
Take your work over to make herself look good.
Right.
Gotcha.
So when she got the promotion she got, it just got worse. It just really, a lot of people said she turned into a witch.
Were you all sharing confidences during that time?
Some, yeah.
You knew that she was a mean witch.
I knew that she...
Yeah, you shared your confidence, your personal business.
I knew that she was... I could talk to her. A
mean witch?
No. I knew that I could try to talk to her because I can't guarantee what other people are going to do.
All right. And was she sharing her confidences with you?
For a while,
okay.
Yeah.
And once she became the mean witch, did you tell other people her personal business that she shared with you? All right. Let's get back to you about the credit card bill.
Okay, but before we go there, she did break confidence. when I was getting my divorce, and she told another coworker in another department, and she told this person that I was going through a divorce because that person told her supervisor, who happens to be my close friend. So what happened in April of 2008, Charlene had come into work one morning and asked me if I knew where she could get a refrigerator. I said, no, I don't. I recommended several of the retail establishments that were around the area. She said, I have bad credit. I can't afford a loan. I can't afford to pay for it upright. So me being the nice person that I am, opened my mouth and inserted my foot. And I told her I had a Home Depot credit card that had nothing on it, had a zero balance, and that I would allow her to purchase a refrigerator for her family.
What was the agreement on paying?
She had to pay the payment.
How much did she pay?
The first year she paid nothing. She paid a total of $1,145.
All right, ma'am. I'm here from you regarding this.
When I was getting the divorce, I was supposed to get a lump sum. When I went to sign the divorce agreement, I found out that I wasn't getting a lump sum. He had 5 years to pay me.
This is after you had used her credit card.
Yes. And so I let her know I'm not getting a lump sum. I can make payments. So I began to make payments. I believe she said that, I'm not positive, but I think she said the payments were $78 a month. So depending on how my bills went every month, I paid between $80 and $125. Some months, no, didn't get to.
Did you pay it all off?
No.
Why?
Well, I lost my job at the beginning of October, and then she decided to sue me.
All right. So if you kept your job and could afford to, you would pay her?
Yeah, if I had a job, probably.
All right. Probably? Why do you say probably?
No, I'm obviously I would. I just don't have a job.
It's not obvious, particularly when you say probably.
No, I obviously I would.
All right, $889 is your judgment. She admits that she owes, and she claims that she can't repay you because if it's her job. But she also said even if she had a job, she's not sure whether she would pay you. So I'm going to make sure you receive a judgment. $889 is your judgment. Have a good day.
I hope we can still be friends.
Not going to happen.
That's her choice, not mine.